love the channel and find it useful in becoming a happy retiree. Subscribe today. We're going to Don in Cobb County. Don, good morning. What's going on? How can I help?
Hi, good morning. Enjoy your show. I'm older than 65, a good bit, and I'm wondering. You talk about a 4%, and you can take that forever. But if you're a good bit older than, say, 65 or 62, that number ought to ratchet up some. And I'm just wondering how far up I can go.
So Don, I think what you're driving at here is just your withdrawal rate, and
Yes.
and you're right. The withdrawal rate is kind of like the most important. If there's any number that I would single out as the most important piece of financial planning, I would say not as much investment planning, but financial planning. It's that withdrawal number that you look at every year. And I just redid, and the last couple of shows on Money Measure, we talked about that rule. We redid the study from William Bengen that said, hey, you can take 4% plus inflation. So you
Right.
take 4%, and you, for the most part, you never have to worry about running out. Now, there are a couple of times where if you timed it perfectly wrong, Don, you would run out. If that was your plan, you'd run out in about 30, 35 years. So I look at it this way. If you're
I'd be 110.
Exactly. So the way I look at this is you've got to plan out how much time you got left. We know that the 4% number is something that's very sustainable. And it's not just 4%, it's 4% plus inflation.
Right, I understand that.
So I think I've run this calculation a lot of other ways. You can do mathematically 5%. If you keep that constant and you don't inflate that number a whole lot, then that still can last over 30 years.
Oh, okay.
So, and if you think about it, just do the math. If you just money sits in a bank account and does nothing, zero rate of return, you take out 5%, it still lasts 20 years. 5 divided by 100 into 100 is 20 years still. So you're taking back your own money. You get a little bit of a rate of return. Let's say you get a 3 or 4% rate of return on average per year. Imagine how long that extends out a 5% withdrawal. Mm-hmm. So it absolutely can last at a higher withdrawal rate than the safe 4% number. The reality, though, is that it's a dynamic number. It isn't just the exact amount of money every single year as a percentage. It's a nice guideline. So I'd use 5% as a guideline, Don.
Okay.
With being careful not to inflate it up too much for inflation, or 4% if you want to really, really ratchet up inflation every year. But remember, if we get extremes, like the market is great for a while, maybe you take more. If it's really, really, we go through tough markets, you may have to pull back a little bit. Okay. So just think of it as a dynamic process. The 4 and the 5% number are just really important guidelines. Great question, though, Don. Thanks for the call. Hi, I'm Wes Moss, and thanks for taking a minute to hear about what's so different about my new book, You Can Retire Sooner Than You Think. So unlike other retirement books, this book will give you a step-by-step guide, whether you're in your 20s or 30s or 40s or 50s, to learn from what these successful and happy retirees did to get there. I hope you enjoy the book, but more importantly, I know that it'll help you retire sooner than you think.